The late great Terry Pratchett released his first Discworld novel in 1983, a series that would end up being 41 books long as well as many spin-offs, only ending with the man's death in 2015. Pratchett's fantastical world, comic wit and satirical parallels with current cultural, political and scientific issues saw the series become hugely popular with readers. These are books that will be read for many years to come. Discworld is a complex place, after all a flat world carried on the back of 4 elephants, who in turn are being carried on the back of a giant turtle who couldn't obey conventional rules. This has meant adapting Pratchett's work has been no easy task. For the amount of books there is a surprisingly small amount of film and game adaptations. In 1986, Delta 4 developed an adaptation of the very first Discworld book, The Colour of Magic, a text adventure game. It was published by Piranha Games for the ZX Spectrum, Amstrad CPC and Commodore 64. When people think of Discworld games, this is rarely the one that comes to mind. The one that comes to mind was released in 1995 for the MS-DOS, Macintosh and Sony PlayStation. The Sega Saturn also got it a year later. Simply called Discworld, it is a point-and-click adventure game developed by Teeny Weeny Games and Perfect 10 Productions. Based roughly around the events that took place in the book Guard's Guard, but utilising other elements from other Discworld novels. It sees series regular Rincewind the Wizard try to stop a dragon in the city of Ankh-Morpork. While it is praiseworthy, what most remember from Discworld is just how mind-bendingly difficult it was, something that would be improved in 1996 with the release of Discworld 2 Missing Presumed. Also known as Discworld 2 Mortality Bites in North America, the game was developed in 1996 by Perfect Entertainment for the PC and ported in 1997 to the PlayStation and Saturn. A point-and-click adventure game like its predecessor, once again the player takes control of Rincewind the Wizard.
I don't know which song. What are you going on about songs for? Hey, what was that? Over there, in the donkey cart park. No, it was something. Let's go and see. No, it's not dangerous. It's the start of the game. They can't kill us off yet. Come on, trust me. All I'm gonna do is look. Well, this is a pretty poor job. I think I can dismantle it.
The opening cutscene sets up the plot as we see a drunk Rincewind and the Librarian cause a bomb to go off early, destroying the Fool's Guild and killing one of the Fools. This interference by Rincewind sees Death, who was arriving to collect the Fool, get caught by the blast and knocked away.
There, you see? Uh-oh. Grab the cat, gangway! Take cover!
While Death's fate is initially unknown, the game shows the consequences straight away as a party at the Unseen University goes wrong. Not that it was a normal party anyway. The party is in honour of the wizard Windle Poons, whose death is imminent. As the big moment arrives, Windle's soul leaves his body but remains tethered as Death is nowhere to be found. Angry and impatient, Windle returns to his body and storms out of the university, effectively a zombie now. It transpires that this is not the first case, so the Arch-Chancellor summons Rincewind and tasks him with finding the items needed to perform the rite of Ash Kent. This will summon Death so the wizards can find out just what is going on. The game borrows from a number of Discworld books, but mainly Reaper Man and Moving Pictures. Those familiar with Pratchett's work will have a lot of fun with the many references and Easter eggs throughout. Split into acts, initially only locations within Ankh-Morpork can be explored. Areas like the Shades, the now destroyed Fool's Guild and the Unseen University are all available to explore, but each location is unique looking, colourful and vibrant. There's a wide range of series characters to interact with, all expertly voiced, although some characters are obnoxiously annoying.
Stop it!
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I thought you were someone else.
Oh, hello. And what in the world are you? Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Well, I didn't understand a word of that at all. Sorry.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome.
Overcome what?
What was that, fascist?
However, the standout is Eric Idle as Rincewind, who has also voiced him in the first game. The British comedian is so iconic as Rincewind that it's hard to imagine the failed wizard not sounding like that.
One croquet hoop. Or, if we're being foreign, we'd say hoopla. Well, that threw a monkey wrench into the works.
What many people may not know is that there were only a handful of voice actors who did most of the voices. As well as Eric Idle, there was Nigel Planner, who many will know as Neil from the British comedy show The Young Ones, Kate Robbins, who did all the female voices, while Rob Brydon did a huge amount too. This was before he became a British household name with shows like Gavin and Stacey. You'll meet the likes of Granny Weatherwax, Cut Me Own Throat Dibbler, Ponder Stibbins, Mrs. Cake, Foul Old Ron, Susan Stowe-Heelett, all the Discworld characters, so it pays to exhaust every conversation topic you can with each character just for the humorous and entertaining responses.
Is the thing I've been thinking of. Love is what is on my mind right now. And
Excuse
also romance is on my mind as well. Bebop, bebop,
excuse
bopo,
me!
ba-doo-doo-ba.
Damn, I just want to... Shut up, please!
Shut up, shut-a-li-ba.
What will it be, lady?
Greetings to you, my good man. And who might you be?
Who? Popcorn! Do it yourself, popcorn! Just add heat and butter and maybe a frying pan. Also serves as catapult ammunition or excellent fishing sinkers. Come and get it while it's still in stock. Oh, Angus! Angus!
Puzzles are far less tricky now, far more straightforward and logical, well as much as they can be in the Discworld. Late in the game there are some brain-taxing events, but they leave you with a serious sense of satisfaction once you do solve them. Discworld 2 is larger in scale, with many more areas of the disc to be explored, and once away from Ankh-Morpork, Rincewind will be able to visit far locations such as 4X, Holywood, the Land of the Elves and even Death's Domain. Seeing all these well-known locations in the game's gorgeous art style is utterly fantastic. If there was one complaint, it would have been nice to have spent some more time in Lanka, seeing as it is such a pivotal location of the book series.
Hey, there's a little key under it.
Considering the plot is made up of several books, it plays out very well with one task bleeding into another until the eventual King Kong parody finale. If the game is lacking anyway, it's in this final moment, one that falls a bit flat and is a very short and simple puzzle to complete. That aside, there is so much of the game that sticks in the mind, and even if you've never picked up a Discworld book, you'll be very entertained. It's not just gameplay wise or how it looks, Discworld 2 sounds fantastic. A lot of the music is so memorable and fits with each location perfectly. Ultimately, this is exactly how you expect the world of Discworld to sound. Discworld 2, Missing Presumed or Mortality Bites, is the ultimate Discworld game and one for every fan of the book series. A game that everyone should play. Even if you've never read a book before, you can have a lot of fun in this weird and wacky world.
I tried strangulation, drowning, poison, traffic accidents. I even listened to improvised jazz music. But that just made me wish I was dead. Or that the musicians were dead at any rate. How did I finally manage to go?
You got sat on by a giant elven queen.
Now there's one I never thought of trying. Still, if you gotta go,